Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and I know I promised all my videos for sales would be live, but Nvidia hates me. So the tools that I use for the live broadcasts, for some reason I updated some of them and they just nerfed my PC and everything was broken. So now I'm just recording this. Also, this is a very big sale on Aliexpress. All the prices are very sweet and you can combine some of the best coupons that you have through all the year. I rated so this sale just under the 11/11 sale, and I will just not blow you with cheap things that I don't know if they are good or not. So everything in here has been tested by me. If the video has not come out yet, I will disclose it, but everything has been tested by me. I will just do a quick glance of 1 or 2 minutes why this is good for you or bad for you if you are interested on the item. I will break down firstly the coupons, which are quite good this month, or this sale I have to say, and we go through rods, spinning reels, bait casting reels, line that I recommend for you put the combo together, and then some Misc items that I should have invested a long time ago. And that's it. So we'll not have terminal tackle on this video because it's such an expensive thing that blowing coupons on it, unless you are making a huge buy, it's not really worth it. And I prefer to have it, and probably next year I will start to break down more techniques, since I'm also a little bit more knowledge on what I'm doing, and I feel a little bit more comfortable now doing some tutorial stuff. So expect that next year, and until then I will just go through all the gear that I have. So reviews will not stop. I will just stop getting so many of them, if you know what I mean. But I will stop yapping and show you the deals. Actually, before the coupon. So this is the front page of Aliexpress. If you click in here, you will have access to the back to school sale, and we can break down the coupons. So you have €2 off on 10, €3 off on 15, €5 off on 30, €10 off on 69, €15 off on 99, €25 off on 139, and €35 off in 199. So you will not be spending more than any of the coupons that is in here, but you'll be able to use all the coupons that are in here if you get some of the gear that I will show you. So these are the best deals of things that I've tested and I like. So, and I changed the things a little bit, so things that you usually see on my videos may not be here today, and I've put new stuff so we can move things around and don't make these videos always feel the same. So we start with the Marvelous Resolute. Yes, right page. Very good beginner's rod, either for top end of super ultralight and ultralight. This is a 1.8 meter rod, so 6 foot. It has 9 guides, so good guides for the price. It has a tip of 0.9 millimeters, so good. It's a 4-part rod. It weighs 76 or 80 grams, depending if it's spinning or casting. It will be €21.45, and you can take €3 off top of that with the coupon of 15. Imagine how cheap it is. It's 19, not 19, €18 and something cents for a proper rod. So this is a proper rod. This is better than the Sienna combos that you have on the stores. This is a 30-ton rod, it's not a 24-ton rod. So I scouted the Aliexpress, and this is the cheapest 30-ton rod that you can get, without an early bird deal that only a few you can be bought. So this is the cheapest 30-ton rod that you can get, very beginner friendly. Also very friendly on your wallet. So €18.45 gets you either a spinning, a little bit more if it's casting. Great very big douchebag just passed by. But hopefully, since I downgraded my tools, you cannot hear it. So, as I was telling, this is a great rod for beginners, and if you want to start on Super Ultralight or BFS without spending too much money. Moving on, and as I will move on, the prices will creep up. So I have everything as usual linked on the description. I have on the beginning, before the name of the item, it's the price that I'm seeing right now, the first two numbers. So this one, it's 21, so it will say 21 Marvelous Resolute, and then you will have the link through Aliexpress. So you just have a notion of the prices. These are in euros, but remember, these prices include VAT of Portugal, which is 21%, so quite steep. So prices in other places should be cheaper. And I will move on. So now we have the Caesar Zero again, available on spinning and casting. If we can open the specs sheet in here, I've fished with this rod the last few days. So this is a 5-foot rod, so 1.53 meters. It has a 1 or 1.2 tip diameter, depending if it's spinning or casting. It's 43 or 49 grams. Again, spinning is the lightest. It's an ultralight rod with fast action. I can confirm it. 6+1 or 7+1 ceramic insert guides, and will throw from 1.5 to 6 grams, which I can also attest that will do. A joy of a rod to fish for small bass, and it's 32.85 euros. Again, great rod for small streams where you, like, I'm 1.8 meters, so 5'11", 6 foot, whatever it is. This rod allows you to, if you are on the bank, like your feet are over the water level, you can make the cast almost to your feet. So very nimble rod. It works very well from the range that is stated. Maybe it can go a little bit lower. So if you have a 1 gram Chubb tungsten weight with small plastic, it will also throw it with no problems. Ergonomics are better than it looks by the grip that it has, and I quite like it. And for, man, the prices are so good. 32.85 euros with 5 euros off and 6% off with coins. So the 6% of coins, it will slash 1 euro off, let's say it, because I'm not good at maths. And then you have the 5 euros off, so this will be 27 euros, no, less 26 euros. So 26 euros buys you, I think, also a 30-ton construction rod, if I'm correctly, I think it is. Very lightweight, good performance. I was fishing for bass, I only caught small ones, but I had no problems dealing with them. So you will also be able to catch sunfish, trout, chub. Great little rod, a joy to cast. I'm not joking, it's actually quite good. So, and I'll probably drop the session. So the session is useless because you can see clearly, because now I have the boost lens on the DJI. Even if I put it above my head, Portuguese douchebags can clearly see the place that I'm fishing. So I will just edit the video, put it on the members only, but don't be discouraged, because Sunday I'm going on a morning trip and I'll be filming the rest of the video for the Caesar Zero, the Caesar Zero VX, and the Elves casting reel. So 26 euros and something, I think, for this rod. It's a no-brainer. It is a great deal. Again, casting is a couple of euros more expensive, but still cheap for what you get and the weight of the rod. Moving on, we go through MiFine. So if you want to throw light shit, sorry for the language, with spinning gear, get this rod. This rod will cover most of the stuff. Get the 193 or the 198 version, don't bother with a 1.85. It will be 37 euros, where you can take 5 euros off. 32 euros for this rod. It's a great deal. So if you can see in here, the weight of this rod is 75 grams. This one is the one with the Fuji rings, so even better. It has a 1.1 millimeter tip, but you have to remember this is a hollow tip rod, so 1.1 is quite small for a hollow tip rod. The lure weight is from 0.8 to 3.5 grams, but it can cast if you have like jig heads with 0.5 grams, it will cast them with no problems. So why I recommend this rod? I have a very similar blank, and if you fish for chub, trout, bass, twitch shad, like small sea dwellers, I will give you a list of things that I've caught with this blank. Twitch shad, a 40 centimeter twitch shad, trout, small trout, but it was a trout, 52 centimeter carp, 35 plus centimeter bass, 40 centimeter chub, so everything in between, and was this blank. And you can throw bottom presentations, you can throw moving baits, because even though it's a hollow tip rod, it's quite bendable, so you'll still be able to use trebles. You can use small crankbaits, small poppers, small top water presentations, small wake baits, small jerk baits, so everything that moves water and has small lips and is like under 3 grams, because you have to keep in mind that if the rod is rated for 3.5 grams and you are moving and displacing water, you have to allow that, or otherwise you will have the rod bend all the time, and a little bit of bend while cranking or jerking is good, but too much bend, man, my brain is laughing because I said bend is not good when you're jerking. But either way, moving on, if you are displacing water, you have to keep that in mind, that will add to the weight of your lure. But if you are in the market to start super ultra, and I'll make probably a video when I review this rod, I will explain why this is the best rod for people to start on super ultralight and ultralight. And at this price point of 30, if it's 36 euros and 98 cents with the 5 euros off and the coins, it's almost 30 euros. It's 30 euros for this rod. It's a steal. It's the best rod in this class. The balance of cast weight and the weight of the rod and everything is just perfect. So after glazing on MeFine, I will glaze on MeFine a little bit more. So if you travel, get this one. This is the MeFine Nano Jig Zero. It's cast weight from 0.2 to 0.8 grams. Grab 1 gram spoons, because you can throw them with this. Don't get caught on the 0.8 gram. Get some 20 to 25 millimeters of plastics. Get some or make your own, because you just need tungsten beads and nymph hooks. Micro jig heads or mini jig heads also you can get now on Aliexpress, size 8 from Zukibo, size 8 hooks with 0.5 gram weights on it. So like 0.5 jig heads with a size 8 hook, get them. Get some small soft plastics from Supercontinent, like the Tremor, like the one from Rosewood that has the bifurcated tail, or get 0.5 gram chabs and go mad. You'll catch fish anywhere on the world with this rod. Very light rod, 52 grams for a travel rod. 4 sections, 7+1 guides. I think the guides are from Fuji. No, they are actually from Seagate, and they have zirconia oxide rings in it. So fantastic rod. I actually prefer the Seagate guides than the cheaper Fuji. Usually they are way better because probably better value. Again, 30 ton carbon blank. No 24 ton crap in here on my channel. I'm so joking. 24 ton will work great depending on the application, but 40 euros, you can take 5 of this. Will be a 35 euro rod for a sub 1 gram travel rod that works, and it's great little rod. Moving on, again, oh, another Mifine rod. So if you do some aging and you go after mackerel and other stuff, and actually everything, because this rod has more models that you can get on other links, but I'll only bother with the big ones because are the ones that are harder to find. So the 2.2 meters, which is the one that I have, man, it's such a wonderful rod, and you can get it for 39 euros with a coupon. And I think it will be even cheaper. I think the actual price, because you cannot preview it in here, it will be like 39. So this one is 30. I think this one will go to 39. Everything will be a 1 euro down. So this is 39. This will be 43 euros. So 39 or 38 euros for this rod, the 2.2 meters. This is such a good aging rod. Such well balanced. It loads very well. With this rod, I got a 55 centimeter barbel. I've got big bass. Man, it's, you see, 40 ton plus 46 ton carbon. The reel sit is actually quite good. Sensitivity is great. Casting is also great. Man, it's such a nice rod. Man. And it only weighs 80 grams for the 2.2 meters. So also light, especially for the price. And it's, in my honesty, I think it's the best value rod on Aliexpress right now, unless you get a mad deal, like early birds deal. This is the, for what it offers and the quality of the materials and the quality of the design of the rod, this is the best value that you have on Aliexpress. This is a rod that should cost, and hopefully Mifine don't hear me, minimum 60-70 euros as a Chinese rod, and you can get it on casting. So 51 euros in this case. If you take the coupon out, it's 46 euros for the longest version. Oops, sorry. So actually it's a little bit more. It's 50. No, it's because you have 10 euros off. So it's no, wait. So it will be 61, which means you can use the coupon of 5 euros. So 5 euros off the 61, it's 56 euros. So 56 euros for a casting rod that is 2.2 meters and 40 plus 46 ton of carbon. Great deal. Still a great deal, because you know what? It's the next step. It's the Surunoya Elf, which I will not feature on this video because for some reason they don't appear on search. And if someone sends me a link, it says it can ship to Portugal, and I messed up with some other countries like Spain, and it can also not ship there, so I did not feature on the video because it will be very annoying. But if you can get the Elf on where you live, it will be 85 euros before coupons, also a massive deal. But basically you see what where I'm going. So casting, aging rod, you have this 56 euros with coupons, and after that is the elf, and the elf will not throw as light as this, so the elf is only good for, I would say, 4 grams and up. This is good starting on 1.5 grams. So there's that. The elf, you can get it bigger at 2.50 2.5 meters. This one will only go to 2.2, but it's a very great deal for the quality of rod that you get. And after this you have the zero, and the zero it's like 100 euros. So massive deal on this rod. Hopefully when it gets to the Poland warehouse we'll get like 10 euros off. So it will start to go to 58, something like that, when it's on the European warehouse. Man, this is already 20 minutes, so move on. This is the Pure Lure Titanium. This one is shipped from France. It will be 64 euros. You can take 10 euros off if you buy some lures or some line with it. At 64 you can apply for the 5 euros if you just want to buy the rod, and it will be 59 euros plus the 5% with coins, which means it will go to 57, something like that, 56 euros. And again, it's a great rod. So if you want a short casting rod that has a quick tip, which means you can pinpoint where you're casting, you have the casting version, which is 1.6 meters, the perfect size for this application. And if you are a spinny guy, you can get it from 1.6 to 1.68 to 1.8 meters, so 5 foot, 5 foot 6 and 6 foot. They are all of them are quite light. So the bigger version, the 1.8 meters, is only 64 grams. It's a 2-piece rod. It will come from Europe, and it's pure lure quality, which means it's good. And I don't have anything in between this price and the next one, which is the Pure Lure Zero. Again, this is just a step up if we pick up where we left with a microbite. A lot more finessey than the... So you get your money's worth. And if as a tool it will work the same way as the microbite, but it will have more sensitivity. The reel seat is a little bit, I don't want to say stiff, but it will give you more feedback if you have like a metal frame reel. Also, the load is a bit different. This one will give you more confidence with bigger fish. So I've got the barbel with my bigger version of the microbite, so the 1.5 to 10, and it was a 55 centimeter, like, I would not say thick barbel. And I have a friend of mine that has the, I think it's this one, the 6 foot 3, 1.9 meters, so it's the 1.2 to 10 gram version, not this one. Where is the spinny boy? It's this one, the 610. Okay, so around the same cast weight, but the barbell was like double the chunkiness. The size was like 60 centimeters, 60 something, not too much over the 60, but it was like a double decker of a barbell, and he fighted so much better, mainly because of the rod. So keep that in mind. Also, casting, this one will load a little bit better than the Mi-Fine. Again, you're paying double, you're getting more. And if you get the casting version, as you can see in here, you can get the casting version a little bit bigger, so 8 centimeters bigger, and better equipment on the blank. So the reel seat is better, the spacing on the guides is a little bit better, the casting, it will give you a longer casts, the load on the fish, it's also a little bit better. This one loads a little bit more, but it has slightly faster recovery. So again, it will come at 105 euros, which means you can take 15% off, which will make it let's say 90 euro rod, and then you have 5% off with coins, so 80 something euros probably. Let's see, yeah, there's a coupon, like it will take a 1 euro off of this, so let's call it 87 to 88 euro rod. Still massive deal. Continuing on, talking about big rods, my favorite big rod that I have and I have it on spinning, it's this guy over here. So this is the Queen Super Lit. It's 2.58 meters, so more than 2.5 meters. It's rated, even though it says it's medium heavy, it's rated from 0.8 to 15 grams, and it's such a joy. So I bought this rod for myself because it looks so good. Man, I like it. It's such a joy to fish with. So this is, if you just want a long rod, this is a step above of the Zero. Not too much, like I would say 10%, probably the same as the prices suggests. So this will be 120 euros. This is, you only need this rod if you're actually fishing on the sea. So this will give you a little bit more sensitivity. So if you're fishing on the waves, it will blow the microbite out of the water. It will slightly kick the Zero with sensitivity when your presentation is on current. So I quite like it. It's 120 euros. I know it's a bit expensive, but if you take the 15 euro off, it will be 105 euro for a 2.58 meter. I would call it JDM quality style of rod. Queen rods are, at least the ones that I've got, very well made. And I'm still waiting on the artist, so that's that. When I see it, I will also give you some feedback about that one. And we are almost finishing on the rods. My current favorite rod overall, it's this one. It's the Pure Reflex Arc. I have the casting version, which is this one. So 6'2", 1.88 meters, 1.2 to 10 grams, 72 grams, and I just love it. It's times like this that I regret and don't regret. So I only got this rod because I do reviews, but I like the rod so much, as like I would say 5 or 6 setups that I have, that I can only use that 5 or 6 setups, that I regret doing reviews because I want to fish this rod more. Like I want to fish the titanium team more, like I want to fish the handing Skull Wolf more, like I want to fish the Pure Lured Silver Feather Elite more, like I want to fish the Ice Star Aurora a little bit more. You see where I'm going. So I quite like this rod. This rod will be at, if it's 160, I think the shipping, even in here I have to pay for shipping. I think you in here it says buy one and get free shipping via the selective shipping method, which means when I'm going to pay and I test it, the shipping will go away. So even if it's 160 euros, you'll get 25 off, which means this will be a 100, and with the coins it will be 125 euro rod. This is again big price, but this is I would call it a big rod. It's not a big rod, it's a normal size rod, but it's such a good rod. So if you like to fish for trout, this is so good. I hope, and I have a few reels to test, and I will put it on this rod because I just wanted to fish more. So stay tuned, because you will be seeing a lot more of this rod on the channel in the future. So this is my current overall favorite rod, and let's keep it that way and say it that way. And now just for you to know, because I actually contacted Pure Lure about this rod, because they told me that it was like a step up on the Zero, and it's a big step up, at least on price. It's 2 times the price of the Zero, but they told me it's like 3 times the rod. And if it's 3 times the rod, that's the only reason why I share this. There's a review out by Andrew Knotts. If you want to check, just search the Pure Lure and the MBLS on YouTube and his review will pop up. So my Super Elite is good. Imagine this one. My Super Elite weighs 100 grams. This is almost the same size. So in here, solid rod tip spinning, 2.51 meters. So 7 centimeters short of my Super Elite. And it's 78 grams. So I think it's 30 grams lighter than my Super Elite. So you see where I'm going. Even though when you're paying this price of a rod, you will always get diminishing returns. After I would call it on CDM, the $100 mark, you will start to get diminishing returns, like you will get on the 250 euro rods from JDM. After that, it's just like 5 grams less, 10%, not even 10%, 5% more sensibility. The guide supports are made of forged titanium, that type of stuff. So this is actually a big rod with 1 or sub 1 millimeter tip. They spent 6 years designing this. Man, I really want to test this rod, but this is one of the things that I will probably do next year when I have the funds available and when I can focus on spacing more my reviews, choosing a little bit more why and what I will review, because I've got a lot of stuff that is, I will not say worthless, but it's surpassed but by a lot more things that I've got. I also like to take some wild cards from time to time, but I really want to test this. Hopefully next year I would catch some cool sea bass with it. But moving on, because already 30 minutes and I still have the reels to cover. But this is the most expensive item you will see on the video, so now you can relax. And we start with cheap. So spinning reels. This is the Scissor Stream, you know this already. This is the cheapest reel that works 100% of the time on Aliexpress. It will have some clunkiness, of course. It's 18 euros, where you can take 3 euros off, so this is basically a 15 euro reel. It weighs 139 grams and has a screw-in handle. What can you ask more for? Sorry, I'm getting old. My back is killing me. So 15 euros, you got a reel that works. It's light. You can put it on any of the spinning rods that I feature, the Resolute, the Pegasus, the Nano Jig, the smaller microbites, that sort of stuff. It will work flawlessly. Of course, it will have a little bit of, but I've seen worse on more expensive reels. It's for the price, it's great. I've covered this reel on review. It's actually one video that started very badly and gained some traction afterwards, even though the channel is in a bit of a slump because of summer vacation. It picked good. I think it already surpassed like 1,200 views, which is actually quite nice for this time of the year. And next on we have the Autoton LS. So I would rate mechanically, this is the on par with the Scissor Stream, but in here you had lightness. So this is 22 euros. It will come at 19 euros after the coupons. Remember that I've put the first 2 digits of the price without discounts on the links on the description. The reel is great. I quite like mine. 5+1 ball bearings, 5.2 to 1 gear ratio, and 109 grams. And the spool is actually shallower than the one on the stream, so you don't have to put filler, you don't have to do nothing. Just put like a 150 meter spool of braid in here and you're set to go. With that said, it's a very light reel and it has a metallic handle, even though it has a foam knob, which is a little bit annoying, but you will live through it. It's very light, so if you want to put this on like the Pegasus, let me find Pegasus or let me find Nanojig, it will be wonderful. Or also on the Caesar Zero actually, because if you put this on the Caesar Zero, the whole combo dry, it will be 152 grams, something like it. So on a 152 gram combo, which is very light. Also light, you have the Mavlos Scylla. So why I like the Mavlos Scylla? It's a little bit the version that I have. It's a little bit, especially the one from Mavlos, not the one from Fishing Fence. It feels a little bit smoother than the Stream and the Lightspin. That's why I'm featuring it in here. And if you put it with a Resolute, you can make a little Mavlos combo. It will come at 20 euros, actually less than 20, probably 90 euros with a coupon, which is a great price for this reel. You can go a little bit heavier with this reel because the 4 kilos of drag are there, so you will have no slippage whatsoever fishing for bigger fish. So I quite like it, and it's very inexpensive. Also 122 grams. Also, you will have the Caesar. So this is a step up on all the reels that I've shown you until now. This will be 33 euros with a 5 euros off. It will come at 28 euros. For 28 euros you get. And again, I recommend this version, the C2000S, which is 164 grams. And it looks very good, I have to say. If you are into this sort of color scheme, it looks quite good. And you have the carbon handle. It looks top notch. Again, 20 something euros for, and it's actually quite smooth. As you can see internally, it's good. It's a very good reel. And you get ball bearings. Let's see, 8+1 ball bearings with a shallow spool, and it's actually a shallow spool because it will take, I think, 120 meters of 0.6p, 4 kilos of drag. It's a great little reel for under 30 euros. It's just an amazing price. So if you want to pair this with like the Resolute, the Microbite, it's a solid option. This, and I feature it in here, there's are a lot of reels, but beware, most of the stores for now selling Takuma, they are just drop shipping. So you order and the guy goes like the Uber Eats guy and buys this from a store and just resells it on Aliexpress. This is a different store. This is a store that sells a lot of fishing gear. I've bought stuff from here. They never scam me. I got this reel from another store. They sent me this reel and the Takuma Shimshi, which is a baitcaster, and I make a second order with 2 more Takuma reels, the P1 spinning and the P7 plus air, and they just cancel my order after 15 days. But this is still very early stages of testing from what I've tested of this reel, and you can see in here that it has the balance knob on the other side, even though it doesn't feature. It has a double slider. I will not call it the lightest, but it's 150 grams, still very good. 4.5 kilos of drag on the 1000S, which is the one that I have. Very shallow spool, so I've put like 0.2p braid and I put 150 meters of it, and it was perfectly laid. So very good line lay on it, even with thin braid. It feels smooth. If the price is under 40 euros and if it's as good as it seems, as a screw-in handle, the bail, so the bail wire and the place where it sends it to the bearing, the line roller bearing, it's a one piece. Everything clicks, everything is smooth. Anti-reverse, it's dead on the spot. Again, preliminary tests, it's better than the Kingdom Tagman. So there I said it feels better than the Kingdom Tagman out of the box. Let's see how it holds up if it continues like this. And I have to remember that I have the Pure Lure Silver Feather spinning and the Cheetah Honor also, even though I not yet tested them. But this might be the best spinning reel that I test on 2025, surpassing the Tagman. Big statement, but again, in here is the Tagman, because this has been proved as a good reel, and you can get it for under 40 euros. So in here you have 46.15. Again, as the Caesar Prospect, I always recommend the C2000S. If you've seen here the C2000S 5.2 to 1 gear ratio, 143 grams, 4 kilos of drag, it will cost 46.15 euros on the day of the sale, where you can take the 5 euros off, which will make it 41, and then you can take 6% off with coins if you have them, which will bring it under 40 euros. And under 40 euros, this was the best reel of 2024 for me from all the ones that I've tested so far. From what I've tested, only the Takuma Lingshi has the chance of taking the crown of this. If the Lingshi doesn't make it, or either the ones from Pure Lure, this will maintain. So if anything is still good on next year, I will give it the prize again. So this has a lot of hype to live through on my channel. So at this price point is a no-brainer if you want something that is solid, plus 800 plus sold just on this store, because they sell them through a lot of stores. 204 reviews, 4.9 stars, top notch, solid buy, under 39. It will go well with all the microbites, with the Pegasus. If you want like a very light, nimble reel for the saltwater, this is for you. If you want something speedier, you have the SHG, the 2500, which is 187 grams, still 4 kilos, but it's one step up on the gearing. So let's move on, because it's, man, 45. I always nag on the beginning of the video that I want to make it quick, and ends up being even longer than the last one. And now we move to baitcasters. So baitcasters, we start again with Caesar. You can make also a combo of BFS with Caesar. So the rod, it's cheap, the Caesar Zero. This one is also cheap, so this is 25 euros. Remember, 25 euros. If you buy a spool of line, you can use the 5 euro coupon on this, or you can just use the 3 euros off on 15, and this reel will be 22 euros. And I've tested and it works. It's not the best reel in the world, but it has a deep spool and it will throw, let me check, I have thrown 2 grams plus a Polaris worm. So quite good reel for 133 grams, and minimum discount that you will have, it's 22 euros. Can make it a little bit more if you buy something in with it. It has clicky stuff, it has carbon washer, 6+1 ball bearings. It looks good, it's small, even though it has a shallow spool. I've put 150 meters of 0.6p and it just munched it, and it's good. I used it with a zero. They make a great pair. I was fishing for small bass all morning long with it. I had a blast. I caught 40 plus juvenile bass and I had a blast. So very good pricing. You can use this reel with no problems as some introductory value, and it's actually quite hard to bird's nest it. So my recommendation is just put a little bit less line that I put, or maybe you go with a thin 0.8p, maybe a coated line like I will cover on the end of the video, like with some coating. Other than that, it's a great little reel. The only thing that you will see immediately it's that the scissor that is stamped on the TPE will vanish as soon as you start fish with it, which is actually quite not that bad. Moving on, we have the other contender for cheap BFS reel, which is the Anatono Silverino, and again, you never seen it at this price. 26 euros before coupons, which means again it will be 23 euros after you put the 3 euro coupon on 15 euros. And if you buy something more like a spool of line, you can get it for 25 euros with the line. So solid reel. Anything again like the Caesar 0VX, anything over 2 grams it will cast with no problems. This so I Jesus, sorry. Man, I've done you have to love Windows. I've just did this before I started the recording, and I said to the Windows that I wanted to do it on the 21 of August, and again it asked me again if I wanted and to do the restart to install the updates. So moving on, without the Windows, great little reel, 23 euros. It's a snatch for a BFS capable reel, and it weighs 130 grams. You gotta love these times. It feels like early 2024 on Aliexpress. For some reason this opened again, so let's close it. Oh, okay, I know what I'm missing, so just let me just, you know what I'm looking. Kingdom Micro Monster Pro. And it's this one. So let's move it. Oops, not here. Here. So 55 euros, where you can take 5 off, which means it even has the coupons on the coins on discount. Sorry, this link mismanagement caught me off guard, and the Windows update also. So this is 55 euros and 96 cents as choice item, so free shipping. Solid reel, solid frame because it's a metallic aluminum frame. 5 euros off, it will go at, and the coins it will go under 50 euros. So under 50 euros. Again, I would use this with if you buy the shallow spool over 2 grams, but you can take this to saltwater with no problems. It has an aluminum frame, 7.61 gear ratio, 6+1 ball bearings. Daiwa style brakes. It's great little reel. I quite like it. And for 48-49 euros, it's such a good buy for like the rods that I show you. Microbite, the Zero, if you choose Baitcaster, the Arc Reflex, even the Kuying Super Elite, if you buy the baitcasting version, it's solid option. It's such a good price. Over that, if you want to go lower, so if you want to go lower than 2 grams, you have the Pure Lure Silver Feather Air Elite. It's also faster, so 8.5 to 1 gear ratio. It has a lot more ball bearings. It's a lot smoother. You also get a metallic frame. It will be 111 euros, but you have the 15, so it will be 93 euros, which is still a solid deal. You're getting a small, shallow spool. It will cast under 100 grams. I would say this is my favorite reel right now. Yes, it has all the pluses of this one, with the extra plus of being made of solid metal, the frame, and it's so good to fish with it. I will upgrade the bearings and just go on with my life. And it's still light. It's 139 grams for a metal frame reel. I quite like it, and it will come under 100 euros, so solid deal. Moving on to the last of the reels, this is the Pure Lure Silver Feather Misc. It will be 132 euros before those discounts. You have the 5% off with coins if you have them, and then you get 25% off, which means this reel will be so near 100 euros. And you can throw, I think I've thrown like 1.5 grams with it, and it has a DC which will give you a little boost of confidence when you're casting against wind. I've cast on saltwater. I was trying to fish for squid with it, and I was casting against wind, and I was surprised as it didn't backlash. So very good reel, and also you get the aluminum frame as the Silver Feather Elite. Probably I had a couple of DC reels arriving. One of them, the Luxafi, is just weird. I don't know if it works, and it's a lot bigger than the Misc. It's like a 150 size body reel. And the Anatono Meteorite, or well, I don't know what the name, which is also a clone of the Delco and probably others, which has me intrigued because I need to do some testing about the brake dial adjustment that we discussed on the last live. So this, from the ones that I received from China, is the best TC reel that they have at this price point. I know that the Longzi are supposed to be very good, but they are also very pricey, which is like 3 times the price of this one. So until now, this is the best TC reel that got in my hands, and now you can get it for hopefully close to 100 euros with all the discounts stacked on each others. And we move on to lines, and I will try to make it under 1 hour, which I will miss. So this is the Ending Blast. Is the cheapest line that you can get, that is round, as you can see in here, roundish, sort of almost in spec with its what they call on the box on the diameter, and it has some nice coating to it. So if you want something to put on your wheels, just grab a spool of the 8 pound or the biggest spool of 8 pound. It's quite good. And if you want to make a long-term investment for baitcasters, or if you like you want to put something on your spinner, um, small spinning setups, just put 100 meters of this, so this will allow you to spool like 4 reels or 4 weight casters or 4 small spinning reels with some mono backing for 13.3 euros. It's a very good deal. I quite like mine. You also have a newcomer, so this is the Mifine Devil's Wire, and I just featured this in here because you can get it as a 0.04 millimeter. I have put it on the Linkshi and the Caesar 0VX, and it works quite well. And you can get it in purple, which is a hard color to find. You only have some from Zukibo. The Zukibo one is fine, but you can only get it as a 0.8 and up. So for super ultralight, even BFS, it's sort of so, and you can get it for under 7 euros for the lightest, which usually on this case it's the more expensive one, and you will have the coupon. Just buy something else and you get 2 euros off on 10. And now my favorite braid that I use. So this is the LS Pro 2P. If you are on baitcasters, get the 0.6p, get 100 meters of it, put it on your spool and fish for like 1.5, 2 seasons. Then cut like the first 10 meters off. I just cut like 5 meters off of mine since I've spooled it, and it's perfect. And it still has some like coating on it, which is, it's the part that amazes me. The only thing that mine has is that it's starting to turn a little bit whitish. It's the pink as washed, but other than that is working just fine, and it never broke off on me, never gave me any problems with knots, nothing. It just works, and it's not that expensive. So if you have like a bit more, 100 euro plus setup, just get this line. You can thank me later, because it's so good. And some stuff that again, some Misc that you should have, and they are very inexpensive in here. So this is by Booms. I'm getting some stuff through them because either way I'm very you can see by the channel, I'm a very cheap guy. I had one pair of good scissors by Casking, and that was it. All the other ones are like very crappy, like these ones that's like 1 euro and you just get mad. Like these ones, when they touch, they have some attrition on the first point of contact, and it's very annoying. Or they twist, or this is not comfortable the way that my fingers, and you know that I have a lot of problems on my tendons if you follow the channel, and if I'm cutting and doing a lot of knots, it starts to cramp my hands and my thumb, and it's very annoying. These ones are actually quite nice, and you have you have a support, so you can put this on your pocket. You have a lanyard that stretches. They are ergonomic. They will not rust, and they will not stab you because they have a blunt tip. They are serrated, so they are good for braid and everything in between. And they have a small sharp hook sharpener on the back. So I quite like things from Boom. Everything that they have that is like this sort of stuff, tweezers, pliers, everything has been good to me. Another thing that I never wrapped my head around to buy was a good set of aluminum pliers. I've got these ones, and man, they are, I will not say game changing, but they are so good. So they are so thick, but they are still light, so they will not twist, which is the problem that you have with cheap ones. The thing that it has on the tip for the rings works, unlike the ones that I have in here, where the gap between the tooth and the base, it's so big that the ring will just slide. And they just were, and they will cut braid. You can crimp if you are like, you fish with wire traces, metallic ones for pike and 2T predators. And it's just on the verge of 15 euros, which means you can take the 3 euros off. It will run you like 12 euros. It's so good. And it has a small pouch. I've just put a lanyard on mine, and it actually comes with a lanyard. So you have the sheet for it, and the lanyard. So you are good to go. And lastly, one thing that I started to love, so I don't like to be cluttered. I was very cluttered. I went fishing with a huge backpack on my first year, and now I just go with like a fanny pack on front with the essentials and like the plier, the lures that I'm using, my weights and hooks, and I have a backpack with my filming gear, extra batteries, a line if I have to tie in a new leader, and some extra lures if for some reason I need to change tactics. So I have the tactics set the day before on my fanny pack, and all the rest goes on the backpack with the camera gear like a tripod or gimbal, or depending what I'm filming that day. And I have this on the place where my fanny pack should have a water bottle, so instead of hydration I have somewhere to put my trash. And if you try to put like the rest of a leader or a little bit of overspill of braid, if you try to put it on your pocket, the next time, or even when you're trying to pull your fingers out, the braid will just come, or the line will just come, and it will trash the place. So since we don't, or if you have like old hooks, bits of plastics, this is actually quite great because you just put it in between your two fingers and you do a prosthetism on this part of the bin, and when you pull your fingers out, instead of coming I would make a joke of coming shit, instead of coming the poo-poo, everything stays inside. And then you have a zipper you can open, and this can stretch, so it's like other things that Aliexpress sells for man pleasure, but this is for nature's pleasure. This went dark on the end, and this is the last item, so I think I can end the video because clearly I'm not feeling very well. I'm starting to go on humor, which means I'm deflecting my emotions. But for more psychoanalysis, follow me on... No, I'm joking. There's two things I will never give on this channel, clearly, because I have too much fishing gear. It's financial advice and psychiatric advice, because I cover a lot of spectrums, if you know what I mean. And again, all the things that you've seen are on order. I will put timestamps on the video. You can find everything on the description of the video. All the links are affiliated. I'm very grateful if you buy through them. It's what keeps the channel able to buy more stuff and update our filming gear, and my filming gear, because no one helps me. And if I ask my dad to hold the camera, it's when my head, as you see right now, even though he's not here, it's NVIDIA fault, because it should be the graphics card, it should be tracking my head. So if you see my head getting crooked and the image shaking a little bit, it's my dad doing me a favor in holding the camera for me. Again, links are on the description, they are affiliated. It helps the channel. If you like the video, leave a like. If you don't like, what's another thing? What can I do? Feel free to leave a comment if you like something on the video or don't like. Just leave it down below, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!